will reach out to the people all over the world to spread the sunnah. I will reach out to the people all over the world to spread the sunnah.
Dear Baba Jan, my name is Muhammad Mudassir Attari and I am from Sardarabad. Dear Baba Jan, I traveled for 3 days in a Madani Qafla. My mother was sick before I traveled. I went with the Qafla and prayed to Allah Azza wa Jal. I got other Islamic brothers to pray also. When I returned from Madani Qafla, so Alhamdulillah, my mother had recovered.
MashaAllah.
And having seen this Madani change, my family members allowed me to travel with a 12-month Madani Qafila.
Sallu ala al-Habib.
Dear Baba Jan,
Muhammad.
I'm presenting myself to travel with a 12-month Madani Qafila.
Papa, mashallah, there have been Madani transformations that you have just heard about. When we hear about a transformation, on one hand, we hear comments like, my mother has recovered from a sickness, my children are relieved, I am out of debt, I have got rid of my troubles, I was living in a rented accommodation but I prayed and I have my own house. There are many other sorts of changes that we hear about. On the other hand, we also hear comments like, I had also heard about these changes, I also went, there was no change at my home, the sick is still sick at my home, I have been on rent for such a long time, and now the house has some seepage problem, not to speak of my own home. What is this? Some are benefited whilst others are not. And one is tempted to say, they speak of changes, I am not benefited in any way. How will you satisfy one who has got such temptations?
Some of you may have been to an eye specialist. Many people have visited them for cataract operations. I got both of the cataracts removed and I got an improvement, alhamdulillah. But such helpless people come to me complaining that we got operated for cataract but it got worse. Now there is more blurring of the vision, now there's the issue of glaucoma. Should all doctors be jailed due to this? Should the government restrict them to curing all people? You know? Sort them out, otherwise we will sort you out. Obviously, everybody understands that every patient is not cured, no matter how powerful and how qualified and how experienced the doctor is. Just take fever for example. There are thousands of medications for fever. You see, sometimes if one suffers from fever and it does not go away, it can take him to the grave. Doctors try all medications. People try getting cured by changing the doctor after doctor, but still the patient passes away. You see, the actual healer is Allah. If He wills, then even a pinch of dust can heal him. And if He does not will, then the whole stock of medication will not be able to heal him. In Madani Qafla, as we are all aware of, we know of a lot of Madani changes. But no one is given the guarantee of healing. This is just a Madani Qafla. Let's take the Holy Quran, in which we have faith. It says,
Ud'uni astajib lakum.
Pray to me, and I shall acknowledge your call. This is authentic, and whoever denies this is a disbeliever. And one who comes to know an order as given in the Quran and still denies it, he will be out of Islam. If someone denies Madani Qafla, it's okay. People say prayers are not accepted in Madani Qafla. It's okay, as there's no Quranic verse about it. And so he's not accountable for it. If you pray, "Oh Allah, may I be relieved just right now. May my fever go away. May I get relief from my stomach ache. I am fat. May I get slim just right now. May I get smart." What will you do if you pray like this and it is not accepted? There is an event about Sayyidina Isa Ruhullah ala nabiyyina wa alayhi salatu wassalam, stated in Asnul Riyah. Someone said to him, "Let yourself fall from a mountain and Allah will save you." And then he replied that I do not test my Lord. I mean, it's confirmed that Allah has the power to save, but why should I test my Lord? I believe in Him. One who is not sure will test Him. It is understood. And so, anyway, likewise is the matter of acceptance of prayers in a Madani Qafla. We take our prayers to have been accepted only if we get exactly what we have prayed for. But if we don't get just according to our prayer, we think that our prayers haven't been accepted. Though this is not the case. The prayer is surely accepted as it's mentioned in the Quran. There is no appeal to it, it's accepted. There are different conditions for acceptance. Either we get what we have prayed for, or just by virtue of that prayer, some problems which we don't even know about, they are removed from us and we don't even know anything about them. For example, today, after Maghrib, you pray for something and you had the intention that after performing Tarawih, you would leave the Madani Muzakara early and go home. You would miss the Madani Muzakara. But Allah Ta'ala sent rain. Now you have stopped as it's inconvenient for you to leave during the rain and to catch some transport. So what benefit have you got just by virtue of that dua? You were about to leave. You're going to leave, weren't you? And it started raining. So if you'd gone and it hadn't rained, and if you had gone and it hadn't rained, then you could have had a serious accident. So that dua for something after Maghrib, just due to that, you did not go and there was no accident. So you were saved from the accident. You did not go and thus got the chance to attend the Madani Muzakara. You've gained a lot of knowledge, the company of the lovers of the Prophet, and much more. So just by virtue of that prayer, the troubles of accident has been put off and you didn't even know about it. So if today after Maghrib and you had not prayed, you may have had an accident if you had left early. You might have left even if it was raining. There might have been many problems. Some building might have fallen upon you whilst you were passing by it. Some vehicle might have hit you. A thief might put a gun at your head and snatch your mobile phone. Anything might have happened. Anyway, you might have to face such problems. As you had prayed after Maghrib, so they were put off. But you were unaware of them. And so you're worried that your mother's not got healed, even though you prayed, you've not got this and you've not got that. Believe me, that you have been protected from greater problems and you didn't even know about them. This is also conditions for the acceptance of prayer. The third condition is that on the Day of Judgment, when a man sees the reward for those prayers apparently unanswered in the world, he will wish that no prayer had been accepted in this world. And so when a person sees the reward that he will get in the hereafter, then he will wish that none of his prayers were answered. He will wish it had not been accepted, even in a manner that some apparent trouble would have been put off, so that he would have been able to get the reward for all of that on the Day of Judgment. There is so much reward. So the prayer is a form of worship. Prayer is in fact the essence of the worship. So travel with the Qafla for the pleasure of Allah. Do not travel with the intention of a patient's healing. Do not go for the sake of a job. It has many virtues. Do not go to avail some worldly benefit. Just go to please Allah. But by the way, have the intention of praying for removing so-and-so trouble. Go there and pray and believe that Allah accepts the prayer. But one must not have this thought and persist that he should be blessed with whatever he is praying for. One shouldn't be like this, otherwise whose loss is this? One must not be impatient. It is stated in a Hadith Sharif that the prayer is answered if one is not impatient. This is the theme. Being impatient is not allowed in the Hadith. This is against the etiquettes of the prayer.
I will reach out to the